You join me in the Duckery on this glorious sunny day to celebrate a summer edition of WildWatch. In this month's edition, we'll rejoin Paul at the Greater Flamingo flock to look at our lovely new arrivals. I'll be taking you around the Duckery to look at an exciting South American species, and Jay will take a sidestep from amphibians from 1 month early to show us what he's been keeping behind the scenes at Toad Hall.
Hello everyone, you join me at Flamingo Lagoon for a flamtastic update on the breeding flocks here at Slimbridge. We're very lucky this year that chicks have come early, both in the Greater Flamingo flock behind me and in the Caribbean Flamingo flock. Probably the best opportunity for you to have to come and see these chicks is from the viewing hide in Flamingo Lagoon. Chicks are a few days old now and they're starting to come off their nests and they're starting to wander around the colony. And if you look at the colony as a whole, you'll see that there are two smaller breeding groups. There's one quite close to the front and there's one a little bit further back on the edge of the island. But as chicks get older and more confident, they will be crushed together by their parents, which is the flamingo equivalent of babysitting. So whilst you can kind of see the chicks moving around, there's also something else that you should look out for, and that is the wonderful noise that flamingo chicks make. In fact, here at Slimbridge, we like to say that they're saying the name Eric over and over again. And this sound is really, really important to the bond between the parent bird and its offspring. So when the flamingo chick says Eric, 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 what it's actually doing is trying to find its parents. Because to you and I, this might sound like one mass of noise, but to the birds themselves, the chick's call is what we call a referential. It means that the parent and the youngster know who each other is. So the chick makes the call to find its parent, to tell it it's hungry, and then the parent, when it hears that call, will start producing that unique crop milk that flamingos feed their youngsters on. So the flamingo flocks here at Slimbridge are not just a riot of colour, but they're also a mass of different sounds as well. And these sounds tell you about what the birds are doing between the parents and their offspring. So it's something else to look forward to when you come down to watch the birds.
Welcome once again behind the scenes in the Duckery, where we're a hive of activity during our VIP Duckery Experience days. Behind me, we've a lovely group of maturing freckled ducks and a Duckery full of lots of potential. A particular favourite in the early season so far has been the hatching of 2 Patagonian crested ducks, donated as eggs from good friend of the Trust, Rosemary Sharp. These guys have been captivating the Duckery staff with their early antics as they mature, and it's a real treat because we haven't bred these birds in over 10 years. Due to there only being 2, the Patagonians have already been quite sociable in their early lives and have shared their coop with lots of different species. They're currently hanging out with a group of Koloa or Hawaiian duck, both of which are very rare in captivity. They come from southern South America and so have evolved to have exceptionally thick down to deal with the cooler nighttime temperatures. This can have a secondary benefit in captivity when their coop mates will cuddle up to them for the warmth. This means that their coop mates often want to snuggle up for a good cuddle, and as a result these birds are acclimatised early on to sharing their space with other birds and hopefully negating their bossy attitude later on in life. The Patagonian crested ducks are just one of many ducklings that you'll be able to see during our VIP Duckery Experience events. But when you're finished, why don't you head down into the South American pen and spot the adult Patagonians for yourselves.
We're in the amphibian temperate breeding room, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about some visitors we've got for our latest event, Spring to Life, which is happening during half term, the swallowtail butterflies. Swallowtail butterflies are the largest butterflies you can find on the British Isles. The swallowtails that you find that are native to the UK are the ones that are found in Norfolk, and they're only found in a few areas in Norfolk on the fens because the larvae are so fussy they only really like eating milk parsley. Swallowtails have an interesting life cycle. So in May to June, these guys start to hatch out of their pupa, and then they'll start breeding and they'll lay their eggs. When the eggs hatch, which tends to be in June and July, the caterpillars will fatten themselves up, ready to turn into pupa for August. And then from August all the way till May, they will sit in their pupa state, ready to hatch for the next year. We received 20 pupa from a private breeder in the UK sometime last month. And when they arrived, I decided to stick them onto a little bit of twig here so they could hang nicely in a tank ready for them to emerge. The reason why we've got them in the temperate breeding room is because it keeps it nice and cool, and if we have them in a warmer room they might have emerged too early, which would have given them a shorter life. Okay? So this is the pupa, and as you can see these ones have already emerged. So the swallowtail butterflies get their name from the swallows, the birds that have the two tips on their tails. As you can see, these guys have two tips right at the end of their wings, so that's where they get their name. So if you're near the fens up in Norfolk and you're wandering around, keep your eye out for the swallowtails flying around, our natives. But if you're in the south coast, you might be lucky to see some of the continental ones coming over this time of the year. If you're not able to see them, you can come and see these guys at Spring to Life, which will be on over half term.
We really hope you've enjoyed this sunny edition of WildWatch. If you can't wait till next month's episode for your next fluffy duckling fix, do head to our social media pages, Facebook and Twitter, where I'm updating with a brand new offering every day.